Good old Peanut Tillman is with the law now.
And Justin Fields came out this morning and said Luke Getsy stinks.
Yeah, you guys' jobs are to get clicks, so it's like when you take my quote out of context and when you just say that, if you paint the picture on the inside out, like
players, this is not on you. So listen, this is not on you. Players, y'all did everything. Y'all gave your heart. Y'all did everything right. It was the coaches. The coaches.
Yeah, he talked about. I saw that. He talked about his coaches.
He said, man, in college, I used to have a rhythm with the offensive coordinator. Now I got nothing.
Then he said, "I'm just going to play." They're like, "Oh, well, you're gonna do what the coaches?" No, I'm just going to play. I feel better when I just play freely. I'm just thinking about, yo, this ain't college, bro.
Right? These guys want to get in the books, bro. They don't want to get in the books and learn and read. That's the problem.
Well, because they're losing and they shouldn't be losing. They thought they'd be better, but they're not. All right, you know what time it is.
Showtime.
I want to welcome everybody back to another episode of the MoneyPot Betting Show, MoneyPot Podcast. I am the host. I'm the CEO. They call me Moss Money, and I got my boys with me. Got the homie, you know him, I know him. They call him Diddy. What's up, boy?
What's up, man? We back.
What's up?
Again.
We are back again for more.
Sorry, I missed last week, but we're gonna get it in today.
Yeah, for sure. And then down there, the guy, the myth, the legend. Y'all know him. We love him. They call him CSharp. What's up, bro?
What's going on, fellas? We're back.
He got me. You played dead for a second, Sharp. I wasn't sure.
You pulled.
I don't know what's going on. Man, this happened to me earlier. I really don't know. Maybe Tulsa's on.
No,
fire
you were cool.
today.
I think I came through in a delay, and it was just like you just looked at that stare death. I was like, oh man, got me again, Sharpie. Got me again. I was praising last time. I think last week I was praising, and you ran off on me too.
Yeah, that was a fun. Last week was an incredible NFL week. That's just if you're a listener, man, what a wild ride. Some of those games were crazy, but they all turned out in our favor. And it doesn't happen too often when you can see it before it happens. When you think you're going to have a great week and you just know that you're going to have a great week, and then it happens. It's just the best feeling in the world.
Absolutely. And to go off what you just said, I think you just said something really important. If you're a listener, if you're not a listener, you need to become a listener. Hit the subscribe, hit the follow, hit the notification. Whatever you got to hit to make sure that you guys know when we're live and when we drop videos, please do. I'm going to show you.
Shit, Negro, that's all you had to say.
I'm going to show you why. And what I mean by that is we always keep receipts over here, whether it be video receipts or whether it be me taking the back end and looking at the receipts as well. So bringing up the NFL football receipts here. That's a little bit small for y'all, so let me switch up the look. There we go. My bad. Right now, I'm at 7-3, hitting at a 70% clip. Last week I went 2-4, including the Thursday night games. I'm sorry, 4-2, including the Thursday night games, crusting on Kirk Cousins. Your boys was in the building.
It definitely
great game to be at. Loved watching it. Rooting for you too, Sharp, while you was out there. While we were out there. So
that back door was open.
Yeah. And then
that was an unbelievable game.
Yeah, loved it. Atmosphere was amazing. It was great. Bullshit to get in there, but we got in there, had great seats, great sight, so it was love. Went, like I said, 4-2 on the number. Had a nice real bet with that alternate over 300 yards for Kirk Cousins. Got there 7-3, making money, printing money as we do. As you can see, I'll go back because we did this on college. You know what I mean? No negative, right? My guy Diddy, killing it. No negative. Sharpie, no negative. Back to myself, NFL, no negative. Diddy, we didn't get any bets from you last week, so you're even in NFL, but we already know what you're about to do today. And then Sharp again, no negative. You had KC, Bills. I went back and looked at the tape. Hawkinson. I think the Minnesota bet might have came out afterwards? You let me know. Did
No,
we
the
do that on the
Minnesota
show?
bet. The Minnesota bet I gave out on the college football pod because we recorded it that Wednesday, and at the very end, and then remember I faded back, and you guys were like, "How much?" I said that was a 20-unit power play. I said you better take it now before it changes to 7. And remember, it changed to 7 at the kick, and then some of those.
Yeah. So I don't want to short you, brother.
I was going to say I did get that. That was my big. I mean, I probably won't have a bigger play all year, to be honest with you. And it felt great to get it out early. I hate when my biggest plays against the Eagles. I feel so torn between being a fan and a bettor, and I'm just so glad it worked out and that I'm past that week. I love week 2. Like you saw, I bet on a bunch of overreactions, right? Like the Bills we talked about. Like, go look at what happens when Josh Allen plays like shit. His next game, he's Superman. You can just take that to the bank move. And if you see Josh Allen have like a 3-pick game, don't run away from it. Run towards that next week. Anytime the Chiefs lose, bet for them the next week. I promise you, it's always going to work in your favor.
That was 20 units there, Nate, just in case you want to change that unit bet.
Oh, sorry. Dealing with big money over here.
It's all good. It was a special week. I won't have a better week than I did in the NFL last week.
Wasn't the KC 122? Right? KC and the Vikes.
They were.
Yeah, so there we go.
Boy, you rolling in dough. Let me hold something
93?
Let me hold something
93% on the return? I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you short, bro. I want to cut you short.
We might take the whole podcast. Fuck it. Nah,
we won't be doing that. Yeah, I like it. All right. Let's get into it. NFL week 3. Bring up a handy dandy sports book. We'll start off right out the gate. I do have actually a best bet here for Thursday night football. I actually have 2 best bets here that I really like. Stayed away from the line, even though I would lean the Niners here. But it looks like they do have some of the player props up. Been cooking on Thursday night on player props 2 weeks in a row. If I go back to my numbers on Thursday nights, I've been killing it. I think I haven't lost a bet on Thursday night so far. Perfect. So keeping the train rolling. I'm going with my future bet that I had earlier. I think we talked about this with the future bet Sharp way back when. Is Christian McCaffrey possibly could be leading the league in rushing. I think we got him at 15 or 17-1. He's averaged over 120. I think he's averaging over 120 yards. I know it's only 2 games, but hey, they're trucking along. They're going to give him the rock, and he's liable to break one long one like he did in game 1. So give me Christian McCaffrey over 77.5 yards. The Giants just gave up a 100-yard rusher to – who did the Giants just play? James Conner, right. The Arizona Cardinals. They just gave up to a 100-yard rusher and James Conner in the game before that against Dallas. If that game would have went the way people thought it went, Pollard would have had over 100 yards. I think he finished with 70 yards on like 15 carries or 14 carries. So I expect right now the best running back in the league to hit this number and get this over. I expect them to probably get close to 100 yards in this game as well. Even though I think the Giants D-line is solid, they're just not able to stop the run for whatever reason from what we can see and tell. So give me Christian McCaffrey over 77.5 yards for Thursday night football.
You know what? I know this is a little quick sidebar. I'm going to do a little research. I wonder what the stats is for Thursday night games, run versus pass. I wonder if there's a stat there. Like, I wonder, do they look
at like offensive plays?
Offensive play. Like, I wonder, do they look at loads for running backs from Sunday to a Thursday night game? Does that change? Well, I guess, Swift didn't play week 1, so he did get 20 plus carries. But I wonder if there's a change of like a Christian McCaffrey. Are we going to give him 15 carries this week off a short week? Like, I wonder if that's a play.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the main focus. Now, will they give Elijah Mitchell a couple more runs than maybe the norm? Maybe, but I think that offense is going to run how CMC's running now. They face, obviously we saw what the Rams did at the end there with the late field goal, but in my opinion, I think that they'll run him like normal. Obviously, I'm going to say that because I want to win the bet, right?
Yeah,
But at
I
the
like
same
that.
time, with the look ahead, it is like a mini bye week too coming up. So it's not like he's got a game Sunday. You know, they're going to be, he's going to be able to get some rest. So I think the number's low enough for him to get this. I was a little bit concerned about the short week and going against someone of a defensive line, but looking at the numbers and the stats, it doesn't seem like that D lineman is being what they were touted to be. You know, so far, especially against the run. So I'm taking the best player
Yeah,
on
I like it.
the best team to hit his number. So give me Christian McCaffrey over 77.5. And then I'm a
Yeah,
follow
Yeah,
up.
this is this is auto play for me. I mean, I took it. You know, I gave it out on our video. That video I sent you, the short on Sunday. I gave out Christian McCaffrey over 69.5 yards. And I gave a little stat that went with it. He has gone over his rushing prop every time Brock Purdy starts. That's now 11 times in a row, guys. I mean, this is auto money. Now they've moved it up 8 yards, but I don't care. They'd have to move it up another 8 yards for me to even consider not taking the over. This is
it would have to be
play.
90.
This is more than a 1-unit bet for those at home. This is just lock and load every week until he doesn't hit it. Take it every week.
It's a good. Trade.
I think until it gets to like close to 90, like kind of where Derrick Henry was, where he was getting 100 yards.
Said, you're gonna have to make it 89.5. 89.5 for me to be like, okay, I might have to watch the weather or the matchups.
Yeah, exactly. I got another good bet here for y'all that I think you might find interesting. I typically don't bet on defensive players. I've only done it once, and I gave that out week 1 for Eagles versus who the Eagles played first game. Why am I not losing my head?
They played
Vikings,
New
England. It was Carter to get a sack. It was plus 600.
Yep, we gave that out 6-1. That was awesome.
6-1. I'm going back to a sack here. Over the last 2 games, the Giants have given up 10 sacks. They just gave up 7 sacks. To why am I had all
Arizona.
this stuff.
Arizona.
No. It wasn't Arizona.
The Giants?
Was it the Giants gave up?
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, no, they did give up 7 sacks to Arizona. I'm sorry. It was. No, it was to the Cowboys. They gave up 7 sacks to the Cowboys.
Week before.
Yeah, the week before. I'm sorry. 7 sacks to the Cowboys and then 3 sacks to Arizona. Bosa doesn't have a sack yet. Too good of a player not to. Got his feet wet getting back out there last week. I think he gets a sack here. I like it at plus money. Give me Nick Bosa to get a sack.
And Andrew Thomas is out. Their best tackle he was confirmed out by Adam Schefter about an hour ago. He's out.
Oh. Yeah, so this line should tick probably to minus 110 soon, minus 105 as it gets closer to game time. But give me Nick Bosa with a sack. I think surprisingly, and then with them with no Barkley, he's going to be throwing
I would do
a
a little
more.
Sprinkle on Eric Armstead right there too, to be honest. I mean, plus 165, little sprinkle on both. I mean, I would think this is a game where San Francisco's got 4 or 5 sacks, and each defensive end's got one for sure. So, I mean, you got Eric Armstead right there at plus 165 over a sack. I mean, it's a little sprinkle, especially with both tackles, the starting tackles out and their backup's no good. Man, there's going to be a lot of sacks.
Yep, I agree. So give me like the sprinkle, but I'll stick with Nick Bosa as getting me my sack for plus 100 for Thursday Night Football. I don't know if you boys got any other bets on this game, but that was it for me for Thursday Night Football.
Just the Christian McCaffrey. That's an auto play like best bet for me. You know, I was going to send it out as a short, but if you're doing it on the video now for giving it out to, I mean, that's something I'm going to be taking every week.
So this game closes out my teaser play for Monday. So I do have some closeout games on the Niners, and I do have future with the Niners in the teaser too. So we'll talk about that later on in the show.
All right, cool. All right, let's go right back to you, Sharp. I know you don't have a lot of plays this week, like you said. Let me know what your best play is then.
Well, the lines ticked up a little. I really loved it when it was 4.5, but I still like it a lot here at 6. It's really simple. I've been high on Seattle before the season. I think there's always that week 1. The Rams baptized in Seattle was one of those things for me. I still think the Rams are going to slowly come back to earth, although they're no doubt they're better than I thought they were going to be. But I think Seattle is the team they are. Last week, Geno Smith got himself into a shootout with a good Lions team, and he looked like the Geno Smith from 2022. I think he knocked the rust off from 2021 or from week 1. And this is Bryce Young after 2 tough division games. Now he's going to go on the road to the 12 for the first time. This game's going to get out of hand. I'm telling you. I was wrong week 1. This game is getting out of hand. Seattle by multiple scores.
Yeah, I got no problem with it. I think it's a terrible spot for Carolina and great spot for Seattle. It's like Carolina is so bad. Sanders doesn't look like he's the guy that they wanted. The receivers get no separation.
Thielen can't get open.
Nobody can get open. He's gonna be running for his life. I would actually look. They don't have it up, but what I was looking at for this game, because I think he showed it last week, is I would look at Young's rushing prop.
Yeah,
if it's like under 10, if it's under 10, then you got to play it, because I think he had a 15 or almost a 20-yard run last game, and I think he's going to start doing that more, just to open up the game, just so the defenses, maybe take a look at him as a threat, as a runner. He's a better runner than people give him credit for because he's so small. But he actually does have a little bit of scramblability play. But I really do like the play. It's a terrible spot for Carolina. So I was looking at the week, and I'm like, damn, Sharp might have the best play of the week here, because this spot, going to the 12 on the road
for the first time,
it's tough. It's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. I like the bet. I definitely like the bet.
Yeah, I would look at this game only on the total side. I would probably tease that 10 points to get it under 49. 49 to 50. Like I said, Carolina's going to probably struggle to score, but once again, that Panthers defense, man, is pretty stout. People forget about the Carolina Panthers defense and how real they are. So I think they are going to give some problems to Seattle. It's not going to be a walk in the park, and it's not going to be a shootout like last week. I think it's going to be played in the box, and I see, I see them having this definitely below, I think 42, right where it needs to be. I can see it going under 42, but you can secure that with an extra couple points if you want to put in a teaser for the team total. For the total.
Yeah, and I think you've been dropping the word a couple times here. Like, we were looking at the lines here, and it looks like a really big teaser week to manipulate the lines. I don't really like any of these games too much straight. The lines are kind of a little bit weird, a little bit off. I see more -6s than I have in a few spots here.
Yeah, Vegas hung some bad numbers last week, and they got cooked by some groups. I'm telling you, I know exactly what happened, and they're like, this is like guys making sure this week was nothing but good lines, and I only see like 1 or 2 lines that even tells me if there's a ton of games that open at 3 and stay at 3, or open at 6 and stay at 6.
Going in and out.
That just tells you that they're on. Then the only line that moved a bunch was Seattle. They started at 4 and now they're 6. So that was kind of the only one that people were like, okay, that line's probably low.
Yeah, I agree. Diddy, do you have any straight bets by any chance?
Yeah, I have. Let me just pull it up. Give me 2 seconds. So there's a few straight bets I am looking at. I got 3 of them that I'm looking at right now.
Just give me your best one then.
The best one.
Oh man, when you do that,
because I don't like a lot of points, man. But I gotta go Dallas -11.5 here.
I think it jumped up to 12 already.
Yeah, I can see that 11.5. If it's at 12, I still like that number. I think it's gonna be a 2-touchdown game. I'm not really worried about Arizona. I just think Dallas is gonna be able to keep them tight. Dobbs is going to get abused up front. He's going to be running for his life, I think, this weekend. If I was to say my best bet would be Dallas -12.5, maybe they'll definitely put them in your teaser plays. Dallas is going to go down there in Arizona and clean up. I think they're smelling something over there in Dallas, be sure. I hate talking about Dallas. Fuck Dallas. But on a betting standpoint and money standpoint, I just think they have something cooking over there think
They do.
offensively showed them last week when they put up 30 points offensively against a tough Jets defense. And I know I know the Jets defense is on the field a lot, but that's still a tough defense to put up 30 on them. And I like them here. I like them in a similar fashion to this Arizona game.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but to go back on that Dallas, it was just a perfect offensive matchup versus their defense because Sauce doesn't travel.
Mm-hmm.
So Lamb was just eating up the middle of the field all day. Like, I think he had like 15, 16 targets and like 100. He almost ended up with 150 yards. And it was just like Sauce doesn't travel. You know what I mean? So it's the fact that he doesn't travel. It was easy pitch and catch all day long. And they just moved Lamb around and he just cooked up the middle. And then the backup has some juice. The backup running back, I don't even know who his name is or where he came from, but the backup running back with the Cowboys has some juice. When Pollard would go out, he would still get positive 5, 6, maybe break a little 10-yard. They were just gassing him. So, but I do think you're right. Fuck Dallas always, but offensively that they're cooking right now. They are.
Yeah, and I think they're going to keep that momentum
for sure
until possibly an injury hurts them or slows them down. I think they feel confident. I think they're going to go everywhere, and I think their defense travels. As you know, their defense travels. So yeah, give me that. Arizona's going to struggle. They can't close games out. So even if it's tight early, just don't sweat it. You can live bet if you feel like you can live bet to hedge something if you need to, but I think this is going to be another blowout, 30 plus to maybe 10, maybe 13. So I got Cowboys putting up 30 plus.
And if you think about it too, if they only have 10 points, in 3 games, this defense has only given up 20 points, which is it's pretty telling. Like you said, how they travel, and it makes Dak's job easier, right? Like he don't got to score much. I was going to put them in a teaser, but I like it straight too.
Honestly. Do me one favor while we're on Dallas. Look at the team special teams and defense to score prop.
Yeah, the props just are coming up. They haven't all come up. Usually they do drop on Wednesdays, but some games have them, some games don't. So I just noticed that some of the props
a little something on that plus money of defense to score a touchdown. Special teams to score a touchdown on it, or a little plus money. I would. This would be a game I would see that happen. A pick six, scoop and score. Micah Parsons to get a sack for sure. I hit that last week. Micah Parsons and TJ Watt had both. 2 players I'm going to follow to get sacks every week is going to be Micah Parsons, TJ Watt every week until they don't. And I don't care if they don't. I'm going to keep smashing it because it's going to pay off. So
if they don't get a sack, you should double down for more the next week because the percentages are way in your favor.
They're going to both have at least 13 to 18 sacks this season.
Oh, Parsons is going to have like 17 or 18.
I think TJ's right there. Like, he's a monster, bro.
And TJ already got 4.
He got 4.
Yeah, I haven't done a deep dive on
this. And he scored on touchdown already.
It comes down to the freaking dummies you got to tackle. And if you I'm telling you right now, Joey Bosa might throw his hat in the ring with 3. You're talking about a backup left tackle versus one of the premier pass rushers. The Giants are in trouble.
Yeah. TJ Watt is, to me, TJ Watt and Micah Parsons 1A and 1B.
Yeah.
Some things they're able to do. So that's something to look at. Parsons, sack. And that line's going to continue to be a lot of juice on that because that's what he does.
Yeah. I agree.
Dallas.
All right, I like the bet. All right, I'll go. I got another one. I got another best bet. I think I was off on this team, but I think I'm getting the.
Give me one more thing. I'm so sorry to cut you off. I apologize.
Yeah.
Dallas double result. Can you look at that?
Oh, you mean first half and then
full game.
In the game?
They usually
I wonder if they even have it up. Is that what would that John be? Would it be team prop?
It'd be halftime / full time.
Largest lead of the game, special team score.
Don't worry if you can't get it. I just want to look at it. Okay. I'll drop the number.
What do you want to know?
I just want to know what the juice is.
On what?
Double result to Dallas first half full game.
-270.
Okay, still high. I would put that in a parlay. If we're gonna make a parlay for these guys, I would put that in a parlay.
Now, tie at halftime, Dallas Cowboys win at second half plus 1,500.
No, ain't no
You
ties.
said no.
Yeah, ain't no ties. I agree
Ain't no
there.
ties, baby.
Well, I said tie at half. Tie at half.
Ain't no tie at half. Defense ain't gonna allow that. That means if there's a tie at half, that means that Dak is ass that day.
Could be 7. Yeah, could be 7-7 on a pick.
What Shady say? Dak is ass.
Dak is ass.
I like it. All right. So where was I? Oh yeah. Okay. So for my second best bet, I'm going with Atlanta, man. I've been off on Atlanta, but I'm looking at this team and they beat what I think is a decent Green Bay team. I like the line here at 3. Detroit got banged up out of the last game. They lost Gardner Johnson. They lost Montgomery. I believe Amon St. Brown has a toe injury. He didn't practice today. So Detroit's the walking wounded right now. And Atlanta's looking solid. I mean, B.J. Robinson had a great game last game. I think he had over 100 yards. And, looks like, obviously, being a rookie, looks like fresh legs. Ritter is doing enough. He's doing enough to win the game as a game manager. And I went to go look back at this team and look at this defense. The defense got some players that I wasn't even really aware about on this defense that they can get after it a little bit. They got the old head, but still got some juice left in Campbell, the defensive lineman from Baltimore, Calais Campbell. They have Bud Dupree, A.J. Terrell, Jesse Bates, the third from Cincinnati. Grady Jarrett, who's always been a problem, and a great interior defensive lineman. So I don't know if Troy Anderson. I think Troy Anderson was kind of coming out of nowhere. I think he was a second or third round draft pick. Yeah, like 10 or 13 tackles in the first quarter, first game, and in the second game, I think it got hurt. So I'm expecting him to come back. But they got some dogs up there, man. You got some guys, some pros, and some good talent who know how to play.
That's why I like them to win the division before in our preseason pod. That's why I picked them. I thought they had good value. Everyone was on the Saints, and I'm like, well, I mean, Falcons almost won it last year, and then they just dropped Bijan Robinson onto their team, which is like jet fuel.
And not even that. Marcus Mariota was literally the worst starting quarterback. You couldn't get no worse than that.
He went from the worst starting quarterback in the league to the worst backup in the league.
Yeah. So I think
I hope he never has to play this year.
I like the number. I'm getting the number at the plus 3. I'm looking to actually buy the hook here. I'll be watching the injury, front just to make sure. But I'm getting, if Amon St. Brown can't play, this line's going to drop to 2.5. And I don't think the way they use Gibbs, I don't think they're just going to plug and play and put Gibbs back there as your everyday runner, as they did with Montgomery. I think they're still going to use him as they are. Who is the backup for Detroit? I want to say it's Raymond. The backup,
Cleve Raymond.
Yeah, Raymond. So he's not Montgomery, right? So they just took a hard blow to this team from a overall talent standpoint where they were just so talented. So give me Atlanta, and I'm taking it through. I'm buying the point. I'll pay the juice minus 120. Give me Atlanta at plus 3.5.
I do have a best bet in this game. I've been waiting to see the props come up, and while we were on the pod, the prop dropped.
Did it?
Man, give me Bijan Robinson over 70.5 rushing yards in this game. Auto play. He's just like Christian McCaffrey. He's probably the best running back in the NFL. I'll be honest with you. I have watched both their tapes this year. He's a little more laterally explosive than Christian McCaffrey. I think it's the surgery to McCaffrey. You just get older, 20, you just wear and tear. McCaffrey's a half step slower than he was as a rookie. Bijan's got those young legs, man. He is the best running back in the National Football League. Whoever needs to hear this, he's the best running back in the league. He's going to go over 70.5. Before long, his props are going to be looking like Adrian Peterson or Justin Jefferson, where it's like 99 yards every week, 99 yards every week. This is just auto play. Just take it, more than one unit. Put me down for 3 units on this one. Same with Christian McCaffrey, 3-unit bets. Lock and load.
Yeah, I like your boys pick there. Like I said, I do like Bijan Robinson in this spot. I think he'll be able to run the ball easily against that Detroit defense. That Detroit defense is terrible. It's a good play here. It's a good play. I don't know if I'll follow you on it, but I think you're looking good though. Certain games I just can't touch this week.
Yeah,
I mean, the game's going to be a shootout. I mean, Detroit's going to find themselves in shootouts, and so that just plays into, I think, a lot of yards.
and I was looking at the team total here for Atlanta, but I just don't trust Ritter. But the fact that the BJ Robinson just dropped, it'd be interesting. I might want to look at his rush and receive is what I was actually going to go back and look at was what I was thinking about would be a good play here for him because I think he had almost 160,
Only
170.
only his rushing's up. His receiving's not up, or it wasn't up when I was just looking at it.
Yeah, 99 yards. I really like that.
Yeah, you're combined. Yeah, that's up.
Yeah, combined rush and receive. So I'll actually add that to my Atlanta bet right now. I like your bet, but I think that he's going to be a dual threat. And I mean, obviously he is.
Oh, yeah.
But,
I think he's going to have 160, 170 yards in this game.
Yeah. Oh, what's
120 rushing, 50 receiving.
So 125 is plus 210.
I mean, what do you have last week? 125 rushing?
No, he had 125 rushing by itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might sprinkle something.
And the Lions run defense is way worse than Green Bay's. And it's on a fast track, not natural grass.
Yep. I might take a look at this. Might take a look at this one. All right. Diddy, I know you said you had 3. Let's go back to best bet number 2. What you got?
Yeah, man. We're looking at this game here. Give me 2 seconds to go back to it. We are going. This is a tough game. All my best bets are away games. So I'm treading a little carefully. Not a whole lot of money coming on these guys. My money's going to really kind of bake onto them. Some of these teasers. I think it's a heavy teaser week. So we're going to go number 2 for my best bet. We're going to go Tennessee at Cleveland. Give me Tennessee plus the 3. Buy a hook to get that 3.5 if you can. I think this is going to be another game that's going to be played in a box. I think you're going to have 2 tight defensive struggles and battles up front. Cleveland took a bad beat with Nick Chubb injury. God bless him. I hope this isn't the end for him. I know he's been through a bunch of different injuries with that knee. So hopefully this is not the end, man. Such a good guy, such a good player.
In Cleveland, he's out of guaranteed money.
Yeah, and that sucks too, not paying these running backs. So I think that's a big hit for them. They're going to have to make an adjustment to figure out how they're going to possibly win games when your 50% of your offense is going through a Nick Chubb. They just brought in Hunt off the free agency. I don't know how much of an impact he's going to be right away. I'm sure he's in shape, and he can run the football, but I think it's going to take a little bit of time. This Tennessee team is a little sneaky. Just beware of this Tennessee team. They fought really hard in the last 2 games. Came out with a victory, I want to say last week, and fought against the Saints in week 1 at New Orleans to open up the season. So give me 3.5 points here going to Cleveland. I think they'll be able to cover that, if not possibly win this game.
Yeah, watch out for the weather. I think there's some rain in the weather here. The whole East Coast damn near has some weather games. So
that plays even more to our favor.
I like the under. I like the 3.5. Anytime you got rain, running teams. I don't know if Cleveland's going to be able to change overnight or what they do. So I was actually leaning. I like the under. This smells like 17-13 all over it. Cleveland can't really score, and neither can Tennessee, to be honest, with all these names that we've seen on this here. But, I mean, it's just great because the props are dropping as we're doing the show live. And when I was looking at it, I really like Watson over his rushing prop, 27.5. I think he showed off on his legs last week, and I think he'd do the same thing. Hopkins hasn't been it for them, which is surprising. He hasn't
stealing money. That dude is stealing money.
I mean, we said this earlier this season before it even kicked off. We said this is where Tennessee is where the receivers go to die. But I think he still has a little bit more time. I think just kind of get a little more comfortable, but he'll be all right.
Everyone's like, oh, my gosh, why didn't the Chiefs sign Odell Beckham and DeAndre Hopkins? They're like, well, because we got tape and we watch it. And they're washed.
Yeah, I agree. He hasn't shown – I haven't seen big playability from him like we've all known for.
Can't get separation.
Yeah, so But I do like the Watson on with Chubb out. I mean, Jerome Ford is going to be obviously I know the name for a big fantasy pickup that everybody got off. And obviously said Hunt coming here. I'm looking at the. I'm gonna keep an eye on this Deshaun Watson prop. That's pretty much what I'm saying. I thought he had a little bit more yards last week than he did, but he didn't. He only had 22, so it's a little bit high here at 27. Ryan Tannehill is probably a sneaky play here too with that pass rush coming on the other side as well. I know we all saw. Did you see? You see Myles Garrett cross up the center?
Yeah.
And it actually got there. He actually got home. That's the crazy thing. Not only did he do the move in front of him when he was crossing him, and then actually did a move and got and pretty much got home.
I'd like to see Diddy tell Myles Garrett that he ain't in the same class as Micah Parsons and DJ Watt.
You're muted, buddy. You're mute.
Diddy, you're on mute.
You're on mute. Lost your volume.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about Myles Garrett. He's definitely there. But I said I don't think he's number one, number two. Number 1A, number 1B is still Parsons to me and TJ Watt. Garrett.
Yeah, Myles. I don't think Myles is in that category with them two boys. I'm gonna be real with you.
He's different. He's a strong
tier down
defensive end. He's not a speed rusher.
No, he's not. No,
he's more like a Reggie White. Like I can line up inside and humiliate centers, or I can line up outside and just run over tackles.
He's a bodybuilder playing defensive end.
He literally looks like he could go as himself for Halloween. Like Myles Garrett has
this week. He was hobbled in the game last night, so I don't know if he's hurt, but I know he was.
I know Smith is. I know. Was it
Darius
Smith from where was it from Green Bay? At one point. Okay. Yeah. No. I think the props are coming up, which are nice, but this I believe is supposed to be some light rain in this game, so just FYI.
3.5, baby, easy money.
Yes, sir. All right, Sharp. I haven't heard you from a while about some bets. Do you have any more? I think you're done, right?
I don't. The only thing I'm waiting on is AJ Brown to drop. If you follow the Eagles and if you follow Nick Sirianni, one thing he likes to do is grease the squeaky wheel. And AJ Brown has not gotten nearly enough targets, and he has not made enough plays. And I can assure you, this entire game plan is designed to keep AJ Brown happy. So he's going to go over his receptions, he's going to go over his yards, and he's also going to score a touchdown. It's not like these Bijan bets or like Christian McCaffrey auto play for several units. Those are all just one little small unit. You should get plus money on the anytime touchdown. But this is going to be the game where we feature AJ Brown and Devontae Smith takes a backseat. Book it.
I mean, you already started talking about it, so let's we'll jump ahead to Monday Night Football with Eagles.
I just don't have any other bets for the slate. That's literally it. This is going to be a short week for me, keeping it simple in the NFL. A couple props I was liking, I already gave out in Seattle. Outside of that, guys, it's not even a teaser week for me.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
That one continue to drop.
Yeah, so Monday Night Football.
It does.
We have the Philadelphia Eagles minus 4.5. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 4.5, total 45.5. Rondé Barber Day, I believe is the day.
Yeah,
what a great dig. What a great shot at the Eagles to do that.
Did they invite Donovan McNabb?
No, but I heard Drew Vicious is giving him the award. How about that?
Oh my gosh, that's what
I heard. They just want to get the fuck out of here, you fucking bums. But let's talk about Monday Night Football again. Sharp, like you said, dropping a take a little bit earlier. Sharp really likes here AJ Brown. We all know how when there's an issue or where there's something glaring where one of the star players or the premier players didn't get the looks or didn't get the being a part of the team win as we think they should because they can change the game. Obviously, AJ Brown, we all saw the chatter on the sideline. We're trying to keep it under the rug, sweep it under the rug. But since it's Monday Night Football, those props hasn't dropped just yet. But giving a quick preview and get a quick look at this game. Minus 4.5. It's supposed to rain, from what I can tell. It's supposed to rain. We don't know who's starting at running back. Why? I don't know. And I mean, it's obviously who's the best running back on the team. is just dumb. I give the respect to Kenny, but sorry, Kenny, take a back seat, buddy.
Yeah, come on, man.
You know, like it's getting silly. That if you don't give DeAndre Swift the ball when it's the offense out there, and you put Kenny Gainwell out there, it's just silly to me. But I actually don't have a take on this game. Maybe to the under. I was looking at here from a side just because of the rain, and I think Tampa has been better than what we all expected them to be. Their defense is doing well. You know, Baker is doing Baker things, and Michael Evans is looking like he's, you know, I mean, I don't think he ever didn't look like this, but he's up in the conversations being one of the best 5 receivers in the game right now. You know, so you know they have a still him and who's the other receiver? Well, I can't think of his name.
Chris Godwin.
Godwin, that's what it is. They're playing well. I mean, they're not going to be able to run the ball, so Mayfield's going to have to throw. It's going to be wet. It's going to be rainy, so I don't know how this game flow is going to work just yet. I think that 4.5 line is pretty telling. That line was higher, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
Opened
It
at
was
6.
it was opened at 6, and now it's got bet down. So I would let them keep betting it down in my head and just wait to buy back on the birds. Now, obviously, I can't take Tampa here in this spot, but I will wait until that line keeps dropping and look at the props as they come out. But, yeah, I don't have a play here, but I would lean to the under.
I do want to say it is trending in the right direction that James Bradbury is going to clear concussion protocol. When you play Monday night, you typically don't have to get cleared till Thursday. That should happen tomorrow. And I do believe Reed Blankenship is going to be cleared to play as well. So I do think that those two should be able to bracket coverage Mike Evans and not take him out of the game, but like he shouldn't be able to break the game.
I mean, yeah, good take. Unfortunately, I'm on the opposite end of this. I think. Yeah, I know it's tough to say.
It didn't seem like it
because I'm trying to take my fan cap off and just really look at this game here. I know we get an extra couple of days to prepare, which is really good for the Eagles. We're not healthy. I know a couple of people are coming back, and hopefully they can make a stance. I know we're stout up front, so they'll slow down the run, what you said, Nate. I just think that this Tampa team will be ready to play come Monday night. They know who's coming in the building. This is a veteran team, especially defensively. They're stout all around. They got secondaries pretty good in the background. Their linebackers are pretty fast on the edge. And if it's going to be raining, last time we played in the rain, we looked like shit, and that was in New England. Yeah, we came out 16-0, but then we were still acting like when the sun cleared up, we were still acting like it was raining out there for some reason. So I'm not sure what we got going on here in the Philadelphia Eagles. The plus number there with 4, 4.5, 5, 6. I'll take the plus number. I think the Philadelphia Eagles will win. I do think so, but I think this will probably be their most competitive game they had all year, even with the Patriots coming back and even with Minnesota, doing their thing early on in the first half. I think this is going to be more of a 4-quarter game, and somebody's going to squeak out probably a field goal win to win this game. I think it's going to be a really hard battle for the Philadelphia Eagles. Before this season, I thought this was a cakewalk. But what I'm seeing out of the Buccaneers these last 2 weeks, they look like they got something going on. There's some weapons out there.
It's the linebackers, man. I'm looking at the linebacker core. I forgot they had Shaquille Barrett.
Yeah,
bro. Playing on an emotional, it's just an emotional year for him. He lost his daughter this summer.
At safety, he's a dog.
Yeah, it's some stout defensive veterans on his defense. It's not going to be easy, and that's why I think you're seeing that number drop and drop and drop. It's going to get to like 3, 3.5.
My thing is Tampa could – my only thing about the spot that would make me think like I just want to stay away from the spread is I think there's too much variance. I could see this going down to the wire and the Eagles winning on a walk-off, but I could also see in this be like Eagles knock off the rust, Tampa's 2-0 against the spread, a regression to the mean is coming, and they both converge on Monday night, and this turns into one-sided. So I do think that's as much of like 25% chance of what could happen as, say, Tampa wins. that's why for me, it's just stay away from everything. I know the sharps are on your side, and if I were you, I'd be happy that I'm on the sharp side and not the square side.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I could see this being one of the Eagles' better performances just because the first 2 weeks were sloppy. Now you have extra week, extra preparation. Tampa's probably played a little over their skis. They probably are due to have like a what the heck happened to us game. So that's just the NFL. So for me, it's got to just be stay away and wait for these props. I do think A.J. Brown's going to get force fed.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think you make some good points there for sure. We lost money.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
No, it's all good. But I just feel like, I don't know if it's rust for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they're still trying to learn who's calling plays, the play calling, the different coordinators that's up there. That's going to take some time. I think we'll start getting our flow probably by week 7.
Hey, cut this shit. Are you betting the money line? Are you betting them to lose?
That's what I'm wanting to know. Is he going
cut this shit. Are you going to bet them to lose?
Hey, listen. No, I'm not. I said the Eagles win. I think it's going to be a field goal game. But if I was to look at some type of parlays and try and get some real big money on a parlay, I would go Tampa Bay money line just because the value will be there on Tampa Bay. Answer this question. Can Tampa Bay win this game at home?
Yeah.
Right.
But can they lose by 14?
Yeah. They could. I don't think they will. They haven't shown me that it will, but I have seen leakage on the Philadelphia Eagles these first 2 weeks, and unsure, not as confident Jalen Hurts over these past few weeks. So that's what's let me know. And we're hurt on the back end. So those are letting me know this game's gonna be much closer. So and actually I might do that just because you talked about betting the money line, Nate. I might be putting Tampa Bay in a parlay, in a real stretch parlay.
Hey, you can do round robin, take some dollars. Yeah. They're a good round robin team. I mean, anytime you're catching over a field goal at home in the NFL, there's a lot of sharps that'll tell you that's just a principal 1-unit bet. And over time, maybe not in this particular game, but over 1,000 plays, you'll win.
Go Birds.
Yeah,
go Birds.
I've been man, get the fuck out of here. Go Birds. He's gonna try to do it. That whole take, he gonna say go Birds.
At least I took the Vikings plus 7.5, and I was just saying it's too much by a touchdown. You're over here.
You talking about? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I actually been doing that every week. I've been actually doing a round robin, on the dogs, and I am up. I think 1.5 unit. I think last week. I would have been up a lot more last week, but the Niners. I went 5-4. So, but I sprinkled in some favorites. It was the point of doing the round robin was to do it on nothing but dogs. But I couldn't find enough good dog value last week, so I sprinkled in some of the actual favorites in that. But I've been doing that every week and just playing around. Spread, all spread.
I think this is a good. I think this is going to be a good week for that. I think it's going to be some big, large spreads for some dogs.
I mean, all we're talking about is dogs. You have, outside of Dallas, you have Tennessee. Yeah. I have Atlanta.
We're talking about Tampa. That's just fake.
I'm sorry,
baby. You got me on something right now. Here we go.
It's Seattle. So, I honestly, and taking the fanboy out of it and trying to be, giving the right play on the right side, I think your take is pretty. I think both your takes are right. I think the take is right that Tampa should and possibly win this game at home, but also if the Eagles don't come out sharp and get their shit together, then I'm sorry. If the Eagles don't come out sharp, then the Eagles can definitely lose this game. But if the Eagles do come out sharp, they can blow the doors off and win by two scores. Yeah. Like you said, the variance is the opposite polar ends. There's no in between there, right? I don't feel like it's going to be like a big game. It's either Tampa's going to win the game, or in a good fight, in a good fighting game, or you're going to see the Eagles win and maybe a landslide because get the fuck out of here
as well.
Get the fuck out of here, Evans and not Evans, Rondé Barber and all this other bullshit y'all want to do. Nick, that type of shit would pick Nick Sirianni off. You know what I mean? Like that type of shit when you just, you know what I mean? You want to poke us a little bit? All right, we got something for you. It sucks that it might rain though. Sucks that it's my
the weather. Keep an eye on the weather, and keep an eye on the weather. Good call. I do want to say a game we talked about in the line. I've been waiting for the line to drop. It just dropped. One of my better bets. This is get it now before it goes over or the line just moves. CeeDee Lamb over 69.5 receiving yards. This guy's prop is before too long is going to be now that Dallas and Mike McCarthy's taken over the play call. Well, guess what Mike McCarthy's doing differently than Kellen Moore did? He, like you said, he is hunting matchups. He's like, oh, your best corner plays here but doesn't play here. CD, you can play X, Y, and Z. You're going to X, Y, or Z. He's going to do that all year. And what that tells me is CD Lamb's going to be getting 15 targets, whether it's in motion at flanker. If someone's got a bum-ass corner that can't play press, CD go out to X. Oh, they've got 2 good outside corners, but their slot receiver can't match up. CD go to slot. CD Lamb is literally going to have 80 yards in his sleep every week.
I like the take. I would wait for me on CD. I'm looking at his receptions with Cooks being out. Obviously, CD he was already number 1 anyway, but now it's even more. I think it was such a disparity of receptions and targets that he had last game. So I expect to see the same again. All right. I got one more best bet, and then we can get some teasers and we get everybody out of here for another great week of NFL betting. And like I said, if you guys are just seeing us for the first time, if you're just watching, I'm telling you, I'm seeing the numbers. It's a lot of you. You know, we get our typical nice, good views, but there's a lot of non-subscribers. I'm talking about by the 1,000 non-subscribers who see the show. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification button. We are cooking. There's nobody else doing what we're doing. I'm telling you right now. There's nobody else hitting at the clip that we're hitting at, and nobody's doing it for free. Nobody. All right, let's stick with Monday Night Football, man. I think, Sharp, you kind of insinuated a little bit more. The Rams are better than what we thought they are. And I'm going with the Rams at 2.5. It's a Rams line. Absolutely, it's a Rams line. And not even that, Burrow already came out and said, hey, I tweaked this calf again. So he might not even play.
I don't think he is going to play. I'll be honest. I don't think he's playing. He's been in a walking boot and hasn't practiced. I think he's out.
I think he's out. And if he's out, this line is going to flip and probably open up maybe minus 1.5, maybe -2. What do we think Burrow's worth? 4 points almost? It's got to be somewhere in that range. So -2, -1.5. I'm getting the line right now with the points. Give me the Rams. And whatever Matt Stafford is drinking, I want some. Because he's thrown for like 340 yards in every game. And who is Cooper Kupp? We got another guy out there.
Yeah.
Say his name, Sharp. What's his name again?
Puka Nacua.
There you go. Puka. Come on, Puka. Come on. Get some work in there, man. Give me the Rams plus 2.5. They don't have the props up just like because it's Monday Night Football, but
yeah,
give me the Rams plus 2.5.
My round robin also another dog.
Yeah, I like the money line here too because like you said, I don't think Burrow's going to play.
Breaking news. Speaking of the Rams, Cam Akers just got traded to Minnesota.
Wow.
I mean, that makes sense that he moved after Kareem Hunt because it was down to either Hunt or Akers going to the Browns. So kind of the other one was the odd man out, and that makes sense. The Vikings went with whoever didn't go.
Well, Akers asked for a trade though, right? Recently,
Akers and Sean McVay literally hate each other. Like they're just done. It was like I don't want to be coached by you, and it was I don't want to coach you. So
on top of the young boy Williams going crazy since he started. So.
Well,
true.
Sean McVay's a tough guy, man. He's like a young John Gruden. Like he's not the guy to talk back to or say no sir. It's like yes sir, may I have another.
Even though he's like 25.
I agree, and that might rub some of the guys the wrong way.
Yeah, but he got him a ring, so I guess you got to say yes sir or no sir.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And he's got carte blanche from the owner, so you piss off Sean McVay, see ya.
Right. So that is my last best bet. I was going to be looking at some teasers, but I think I would be reaching with some teasers. I like my 3 plays that I have. I like Tampa in the teaser. I'll tell you that. Definitely like Tampa teased up would be.
You want to jump on that Bucks wagon.
We're talking about 13 points, bro. We're talking about 13 plus the 4.5. Like we're getting a 17.5. I don't think they lose by 17.
No, that's big. That's big money.
That's a big number. You know what I mean? That would be crazy for them to lose. And if they lose by 17, go Birds. Right? That's all I can say. Is go Birds.
Can't lose, right?
Yeah, I can't lose with that one. But I don't have a teaser yet. But Sharp, let me know if you got something.
No, I don't. I'm tapped out, guys. I'm just waiting on that AJ Brown pop. I'll send a short when AJ Brown drops of what I like. It'll probably be the yardage. I'm kind of a yardage guy just because all it takes is one big play on those yardages. Sometimes one reception for 90 yards and all those hits. So keep an eye out for that. But I think we gave it a pretty good pod, and our college pod was an absolute banger. So make sure you listen to that one.
For sure. All right, I think that's it. If we got all the plays in there. My bad. I can't.
These are my big plays, baby.
Yeah, bro, my bad. I'll bring it
I
right
will
back
say,
up.
fellas, if y'all don't mind, I gotta go. I got 10 minutes, and I gotta get out here. Gotta get out of the house in 20.
All right, Sharp.
All right, guys.
Have a good time tonight, bro.
Thank you. See you.
That's it. All right. The original. What's up?
Yeah, man. These are two teaser plays. We got one is a 2-team teaser, another one is a 3-team teaser. These are multi-unit plays for me. The 2-team teasers single out just for two games. They're the earlier games. These are 7-point teasers. So you're playing, I think, a little minus 120 on that, getting 7 points. It'll be Denver at Miami. We're going to take Miami down to win the game, so it'll be plus a half.
Okay.
I like Miami at home. Like you said, it might be raining, so it might be some weather, but I still think this team is built to be able to run the ball. You've seen this past week, Mostert able to get these carries and rushing, and they're getting a little confident into the run game. As you know, they're electric on the outsides. There's nobody in Denver that can match that speed on those edges. Matter of fact, there's nobody in the NFL that can match that speed. So I think, once again, Russell Wilson is just on a downcline. I don't just think this is who he is. I think he's had his run, he had his years, and he's just aging out at the end of the day. So I think this defense way to get after him. They're at home. Bring that down to a pick. We're going to put that with Baltimore at home against Indianapolis. You got Richardson, who's been in and out of the lineup now because he's been hurt, because he keeps running
concussion. I don't think he's playing.
Protocol. So you got Gardner Minshew in there. Give me Baltimore at home, stout defense, home game. Might still have some weather, but Baltimore's built for weather. Double tight sets, running the football, play action. You got Lamar Jackson. You got some edge guys that can go grab that football. And they've been looking good. Baltimore's looking good. So that's a 2 to 3 unit play for me. Baltimore.
Your boy Aguilar came back and scored.
You seen that, right?
Yeah. He actually led them in yards and receptions, which is crazy.
Crazy.
Out of nowhere.
So give me Baltimore and Miami in a teaser that brings them both to pretty much a win.
Yeah,
that's my first teaser. That's a multi-unit. And then we're going to go a 3-team, 10-point teaser. This is also a multi-unit. We're going to go this Thursday night game. It'll be San Fran to +3. We already talked about that game. Easy money to me to get them on a +3 side. I don't see the Giants winning this game. We got Dallas. That's going to bring them down to a +1.5 against Arizona. We already talked about that. I already like them minus 11.5. We're going to ensure that by getting them in a teaser. And then we're going to go Kansas City playing at Chicago. Yeah. The only thing I'm worried about there maybe is the weather, maybe a little windy for Patrick Mahomes, but that's Patrick Mahomes. He'll figure it out.
No problem. Yeah.
That's a minus a half.
I like Casey straight. I don't know. Fields might get yanked if he doesn't start, because all that shit coming out with Chicago is bad. Is bad news bears. That's that.
Yep. Yeah. And so that'll be Kansas City. So those are my two teasers that I'll be smashing for sure.
There you go. I like it. I think that's a no-brainer here. You're taking the 3 best teams in the league and getting them to win.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Those are teams I want to follow. Yep. San Fran, Dallas, and Kansas City.
Easy play. Easy play. Easy play. Easy money, as they say. Easy money. All right. He dropped the teasers. We dropped the bets. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the follow, hit the subscribe notification button. I can't say it enough, man. And don't worry, the hats are coming. The hats are coming, baby. Them things clean, man. You see them? Don't worry, the site is coming with the new MoneyPot hats, the new MoneyPot apparel for everybody who's been asking. Just, man, it's a lot. There's a lot in the background trying to make everything happen. But this is what we're here to do. We want to make sure we get the content out first, and then we'll get the goodies out for second as well. So that is the show. I'm Moss Money. That's the homie Diddy. That was Sharp. Appreciate everybody for jumping on. Happy betting.